Hello, everybody. How we doing? How we doing? My name is Quantic Flux, and today we're back with some more Scarlet Hollow. If you've not seen this series before, I recommend checking out the other episodes first. But if you'd like to start here as well, that's fine by me. it'll help me with the average view duration if you don't click off, so that would be appreciated too. Without further ado, though, why don't we head on in and continue our story? Last time we were looking for Stella and Gretchen. Um, and we were kind of going around doing other stuff, trying to find her on our own. So here are our current options. We already went to her house. We already went to the mines. There's a strike going on at the mines, which is not great for our cousin. Not really great for the strikers either, because it seems like they're not going to get any of their demands met, which is a big old bummer. But, that's not our problem, I guess. Do feel bad for everyone involved, though. Okay, let's see. Cops, I think, is a terrible idea. I don't know why Oscar would have any reason to know, to be honest. I really doubt she's at the diner. I really doubt she's at the church. And I don't want to talk to Sybil. I think Sybil's evil. But I guess we'll go to the church and talk to the pastor who can talk to animals. Might as well. Should check out the church. The church? Why? See what you're thinking. Stella was confronted with evidence of the afterlife, so she might try getting into all that religious stuff. It's worth checking out. It's not exactly what I was going for, but okay. I think we'd be barking up the wrong tree, but I guess you're right. There's no point in not being thorough. Wouldn't mind stocking up on some holy water while we're there, too. Seems like a good idea to cover all our bases at this point. Sure. I don't think Baptists do the holy water thing, but I'm sure Pastor Daniel would pretend to bless some water if it meant keeping us around a little longer. Nika, you're very judgmental. I mean, I totally agree with you that I don't like religion at all, but Pastor Daniel seems like a nice enough guy. It's good enough for me. Let's not linger, though. I don't want him thinking we're possible converts. I just kind of want to ask him if he can actually talk to animals like I can. Should be pretty easy to prove, I imagine, you know? Kanika leads the way, taking you up the gradual slope towards the church. You know, I've lived here for a few years now, and I've never actually been to the church. It's probably for a good reason. Where is that weirdo? Not nice. My. 4 visitors at once on a Thursday? This is unprecedented. There are only 3 of us. Do we have an animal with us? Oh no, were we followed by a ditchling? Were we followed by Wayne? Hey, Zane, when did you get here, man? Sup, old people? Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. Sorry. I wanted to see if faith held any answers for me. Alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek. I like Zane. Zane, your presence here has already made me forget the voice I gave Pastor Daniel. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to lurk his way into your heart, but when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night and no one has seen her since. Starting to get pretty worried. We'd hope maybe you or Janie had seen her. I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over there by the alpacas. Though Quantic, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. What do you have to say to him that you can't say in front of us? Please, if you wouldn't mind, this is a personal matter. It's all right. We can get the juicy details later. Nice, Avery. I'd rather folks not pry on this. You know how rumors get started. It's okay. I'm happy to talk with him. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any issues with Pastor Daniel. I don't agree with, being religious, to be honest, but seems like a nice enough guy. It's okay. I'm happy to talk to him. You're sure? I guess we'll leave you to it while we check in with Janie. Be right over there by the fence that's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? See you in a minute. Thanks, guys. Your friends head off towards Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor. I'm so glad you came. I've never met anyone else who could hear them. You have no idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. I even thought at one point that it must have been the Lord himself, talking to me through them. But they never had anything very insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on. Are we sure we're actually talking to animals? Yeah, obviously. We've been cursed? Why do we suffer this fate? A curse? Are you insane? I love talking to animals. Have you met Frou, Gretchen, Pixel? Your gift why you got into the church? Is this why people think you're creepy because you have the gift? Let's ignore the ones that move the plot along for later. I don't think it's a curse at all. I like talking to animals. Have you met Frou, Gretchen, and Pixel? You definitely met Gretchen. Of course I have, but I learned early on in life not to let on that I have this gift, at least while other humans are around, so I haven't spoken with any of them. Though I get the feeling Frou wouldn't talk to me even if she knew I could understand her. I've tried to befriend the alpacas when no one else is around. Emphasis on tried. They're surprisingly cliquey. Besides that, I try to maintain a low profile, only chatting with the wildlife when I'm sure no one is looking. I have bad news, Pastor Daniel. I already, told my friends that you could talk to animals, so I apologize for that. Is your gift why you got into the church? It's hard to say. I was raised Baptist by two loving parents and was always interested in religion, but I've also always known about my talent, so I don't know what came first. If anything, though, I'd say I'm religious in spite of the gift. It hasn't exactly been easy to square this with a lot of the religious education I've had. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. For instance, a lot of religious leaders will tell you that only humans have souls. This is exactly what I was thinking of when you mentioned that. Well, you and I both know that's not true, though I suppose that gets into a whole different conversation about what exactly a soul is. But those are conversations that I am glad to leave to the scholars. I'm just a simple small-town pastor. I don't need to ask the big questions anymore. I just have to help people through their daily lives. It's very kind of you, Pastor Daniel. I do have to say, though, this face is why people think you're a creep, I think. Don't do this, but you do seem nice enough. This is a mean way to ask, but I am curious. So I'm going to. Sorry. People think I'm creepy, but it's all right. People say all kinds of things. I just have to be patient and persistent, and I know eventually they'll understand that I can be a comforting presence in their lives, not a creepy one. Maybe if I grew a thicker beard, people would trust me more, or maybe I should get a cool jacket. Well, you took that in stride, and I appreciate that. I'm not questioning that I'm actually talking to animals at all. It's pretty clear that we are. I don't think we're cursed. That's a very mean thing to say. You know that this means the two of us are bonded for life, best friends. Nobody else understands what it's like to be us. Shani, though. Religious weirdo. It's not very nice. I don't really think it's a huge relief to meet someone else like me. But also, he's made it clear that Janie doesn't know. But also, maybe if I say something like this, it's going to make him feel relieved. So I guess I'll try to comfort this guy. Can't express how much of a relief it is to finally meet someone else like me. Likewise, though it may be more than just the two of us now. I have my suspicions that Tulip might have inherited the gift. Who's Tulip? There have been some particularly nasty rats in the church lately, and she said some things that have led me to believe that she might be able to understand them. Say, like, you have a daughter? It's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush on the edge of the property. Hold on. See if there's any creepy stuff around. I don't see anything. Tulip, come out of there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you going to be good? Or are we going to skip story time tonight? I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise. I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You could give them hay. All right. Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Sorry I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. He's been trying to run off into those woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous, even for adults. Pastor Daniel, I think you did a great job. Good job, my friend. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. How big a trash dump are we talking? Would a weekend of hard work clear it out? Ooh. Were you saying about the church rats? I want to know about the trash dump. That seems like something people should work on cleaning out, right? Seems dangerous. That is not the main danger in the woods, though, to be clear, Pastor Daniel. Maybe if you had construction equipment and a team of professionals. It's a big area, and I have no idea how deep it goes. In the meantime, I'm just making sure Tulip knows not to go near it. Were you saying about church rats? Ah, yes, the rats. So you and I are used to the sort of chatter we hear from wildlife. Usually nothing that needs to be paid attention to. That's rude. But these rats, there's something so sinister about them. And they must be huge, judging by the sound of them scurrying around in there. I wonder if these are rats that have been infected. First of all, I see Wayne right here now. I should have looked earlier. I knew there was going to be something scary around here. I see Wayne. I do think Wayne's probably on our side, but man, he is kind of a creepy weirdo stalking us constantly. Anyways, where was I going with that? I think the rats are probably infected by the ditchlings, so that's probably why that's going around. Speaking of which, we should probably tell Pastor Daniel about the ditchlings. Tulip had never shown evidence of the ability before. She's never responded to the alpacas or engaged in conversations with birds. In retrospect, she could have been hiding it the way I did growing up. Because I know she's been talking to the rats. She calls them her friends, has been drawing all these pictures of them. Really ghastly things. Tried to bring it up with her, but she just gets this little smile and doesn't say a word, like it's her fun little secret. It's all innocent enough in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty sure they also live out in that trash heap. And ever since she started talking about her friends, she's been trying to sneak out there. This seems like a big problem, Pastor Daniel, and maybe you should tell your daughter about your secret. I'm concerned she's going to get hurt or catch some kind of disease. What have they been saying? Have you actually seen them? Has Janie heard them? Are you sure they're rats? Yeah, they probably are rats, but they're probably infected, dude. This is really creepy, dude. If you tried befriending them, maybe Tulip's onto something. Is there anything I can do to help? I'd like to help. And also, I do think you should talk to Tulip about being able to talk to animals, dude. Let's see. What have they been saying? They like to try to goad me into crying or becoming depressed. Holy crap. What? They watch me through unseen holes and make fun of me and try to figure out how to press my buttons. It's annoying, but easy enough to block out, especially when I'm praying. I don't think they're a good influence on Tulip, though. She's gotten quiet and secretive ever since she started talking to them. I'd hate to think what they say to her when I'm not around to hear. Dude. Okay. I thought you did a good job parenting earlier. What are you doing, man? If these were human children, like, being insane and, like, trying to depress you and making fun of you, you wouldn't react the same way, right? You'd be like, hey, knock it off, Tulip. Don't hang out with those kids. So why are you doing this with rats? What are you doing? What are you doing? Now I'm not so sure that they're rats. Have you actually seen them? No, but I don't need to. I lived in a dorm that had rats once. You never see them, but the church has all the signs of an infestation, and there's no mistaking the sound of little creatures stampeding through the walls. I've left out some humane rat traps, but they're too smart for them. All it's done is waste peanut butter. And I caught a possum in one, poor thing. Possums are never very bright, but at least you got a nice big scoop of peanut butter out of the idea. Sir, don't you ever insult Dustin and Dustin Mom again. How dare you? Has Janie heard them? I don't think Janie can speak to animals. She's not in the church very often. She's usually in town doing her jobs until late. We spend our evenings in the house. It's just me and Tulip all day long. Janie knows Tulip has made some strange little friends, but thinks it's an imagination game. I was hoping I'd sort out the rat issue before she could get suspicious, but they're persistent, so I may have to hire an exterminator if I could get the money for one. That's messed up, dude. If you know they can talk, you're gonna kill them? I feel like there's better ways to handle this. I hope it doesn't have to come to that. Sure they're rats? I think so. Pastor shifts uncomfortably for a moment. I hope so. You should definitely talk to Tulip. I would like to offer to help, but I hope I can do both. But you have to talk to Tulip, man. You have to... you have to let your daughter know that she's not a weirdo and other people are like her. Like, dude, what are you doing? I really do want to try and help, though. I feel like this makes more sense for the story that I try and investigate. But, like, dude, talk to your daughter, please. You're right. I grew up with this ability. If anyone can help her understand not to engage with evil little creatures like the rats that are eating God's house from the inside out, it's me. I can handle this. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Kanika and Avery walking back to the two of you. They must have finished talking to Janie. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we better get going. I have so much I want to do here. Stella, why did you have to go missing? Thanks for suggesting we head up here, Quantic. We got to feed the alpacas. They were so cute and soft. It was awesome. And Janie says she'll come by the diner with cookies for the miners, and a few extra for me, of course. Hope your talk with the pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let you all be on your way, and I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her. All right, thanks. See ya. I wanted to find out what the freaking not rats, but maybe rats were, man. Nick and Avery start back down the path to town, and you follow. That upsetting. It's upsetting. I want to know more about the damn situation. So, what was that about? He seemed pretty insistent on talking to you alone. Yeah, he didn't say anything weird, did he? Nosy, aren't you? Let the man have his privacy. He just wanted to talk about a shared gift. Everyone in this town is so mean to him. He's a nice guy. Phil's made some weird imaginary friends. We might want to check it out later this week. I do think he's a nice guy. But I do want to investigate the supernatural. And I don't think he specifically said he's been hiding this thing his entire life, so I don't think I should tell them that, even though I've definitely already mentioned it in front of Kanika. Okay. I want to check it out. Kids make up imaginary friends all the time. Oh, that's me. Pastor Daniel says there's a rat infestation at the church, and the rats are her friends. I don't know, it seemed weird. Should have known we'd have to deal with the spooky kid at some point. Okay, as much as I hate going back there, I guess that's a loose lead. We don't have anything else to investigate once we've found Stella, and Kanika pauses. Once we've checked out the clinic, then maybe we can look around the church. Sounds like a plan. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? I don't know, man. I think these are all bad ideas. I guess I'll try and get Oscar in on this. At least if we tell him he can keep an eye out for Stella. Hope nothing else happened after we all went home last night. They're so brave for sleeping in that house after everything we went through. I mean, the ghost is gone. Thanks to Tabitha, which, by the way, you should be more thankful. I'd rather sleep in the woods with the ditchlings than someplace with that was that haunted. Her mom said it's safe, and I'm inclined to believe her. Why would she lie? Because she's an evil person? But how would she know that? Because she's a witch? Magic, probably. But there's only one way to find out. Let's go. Morning light streams in through the library's large windows. In the bright daylight, it's once again a place of comfort. All menace having fled in the wake of Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. Where's Pixel? I want to talk to Pixel. No ghost, thank God. I was not up for an encore. Yeah, it's gone, just like your mom said it would be. Can't help but overhear the murmurings of an intense conversation coming from the mayor's office. Or rather, the murmurings of intense animal conversation. Let's go. Investigate conversation. Leave the politics to the dogs. I want to hear Mayor Jimmy. Start making your way upstairs towards the mayor's office. Hey, where are you going? There's so many dogs in politics. Ooh, Pixel's hanging out too. Hi, Pixel. Who are you guys? I don't know you guys. You're looking angry. Mayor Jimmy looking very regal, of course, of course. A small gang of dogs holds court in the mayor's office. Most of the dogs quietly watch from the sidelines, but two of them, a sheepdog and a basset hound, are in a heated conversation with Mayor Jimmy. Their dog tags read Scraps and Daisy. Ooh, Scraps is the one that Gretchen wanted to be the mayor. Pixel sits on a shelf nearby, wearily keeping an ear to the conversation. Hell yeah, Pixel. Mayor Jimmy, what kind of voice did I give you? I know I tried to make it like the Powerpuff Girls mayor. It sounds like you've all sorted this out. I don't see what you need me to do about any of it. Okay, so you're Scraps. Sorted? Things aren't sorted until this town is safe. Now, we may have got the beginnings of a militia together, but there's plenty of pets out there who are still ill-informed about those things crawling out of the woods. You're the mayor. They'll listen to you. Just tell them to stay inside until it's handled. Listen, Scraps, buddy. I hear you, but the last thing we need right now is anarchy in the streets. It's no use. I told you he'd be bullheaded. He's always bullheaded. Always the sore loser, aren't we, Daisy? Things are fine. Nobody has to worry about a thing. The mayor pulls himself away from the conversation to acknowledge you. Oh ho ho, I remember you. You're that out-of-towner from yesterday, the speaker. The other dogs murmur amongst themselves for a moment, then turn to face you. I'm sorry you had to see this little display. Politics can get so messy. Good doggies? Y'all some kind of dog militia? Did I hear that right? The Scraps I've heard so much about? Then you seen or smelled Gretchen. Ooh, she and her person are missing. That's a great question. Gretchen really admires you. Ooh, we could play matchmaker. Okay. Okay, so I think first things first, I should ask about them trying to defend themselves from the ditchlings. Yeah, I suppose you could say that. When the town's illustrious leader abandons his kind, it's up to us common folk to band together. Daisy, please. I'm not abandoning anybody, dog or otherwise. You're all blowing this invasion story completely out of proportion. Everything is going to turn out just fine. If everything turns out just fine, it's because the rest of us protected those who needed protecting. Okay. Gretchen really admires you, Scraps? Oh, she flatters me so. I'm nothing special, just another dog. Modest, too. I love you, Scraps. Don't be so modest, Scraps. You're the kind of dog other dogs listen to. It's a damn shame the humans are so charmed by that charlatan. I'm right here, Daisy. I'm well aware. You think you're so high and mighty, don't you? Just because you can sit and stay the best, as if obedience is the best quality in a leader. Ooh, Daisy's blowing your ass up, frickin' Jimmy. Okay. Have any of you seen or smelled Gretchen? She and her person are missing. Is she missing? Oh dear, Scraps, you don't think... Gretchen's person would never let that happen to her. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's safe from those things. A dog like her doesn't get to be that age without a watchful human at her side. Even if she's safe, I don't like the sound of this. See, Jimmy? This is the cost of inaction. Gretchen is a pillar of our community, and she's missing. What will it take for you to finally open your eyes and do something? If you wait until you're the last dog left in Scarlet Hollow, it'll be far too late to save yourself. Yes, I get it. You're all very upset. But what do you expect me to do about it? Shut down the town? What about economy? What do you know about economy, Jimmy? Do you even know what economy is, Jimmy? Or are you just throwing around fancy words you've heard the humans say? Of course I know what economy is. I know all about economyism. Oh, good, because I've never understood a lick of it when humans talk about economy. I just figured it was just a made-up word they yell at each other when they want to stop talking. So please, enlighten us. I'm not going to debase myself by playing a game of trivia. Not in front of the speaker. I thought so. To answer your question, we did catch a whiff right around here, and another near her house. Haven't picked up anything around town since then. Let's hope those creatures haven't already gotten to her. Okay. I mean, we should get the dogs to help us, right? We'll do our best. We didn't intend to make any more trips out into the woods, but if it's for Gretchen, we'll take that risk. She's a well-liked dog in these parts. Been around longer than any of us. It'd be a blow to the community for her to fall victim to these monstrosities. Okay. I mean, they're wonderful. Sure, the scraps I've heard so much about? The one and only. This here is Daisy. We've got a few other concerned locals with us as well. Just making sure that the cats and dogs of the holler are all well cared for, considering recent events. There are more of those things in the woods every day, popping up out of the innocent bodies of what used to be dogs like us. They're exaggerating, of course. While I've heard reports of creatures coming out of the woods, it's nothing the humans of the town can't handle. It's no secret that Daisy and Scraps are my competitors, and it's just like them to jump at the first sign of trouble as an opportunity to run me out of office. Nobody's trying to run you out of anything, just trying to keep the critters of the town safe. How very noble of you. That's exactly the line you'd feed the voters if you were trying to get rid of me. Okay. I should have said good doggies last time because I am not telling Jimmy that he's a good dog. I'm going to say it this time, though. They all love that? Except for this guy. He doesn't like that. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Ah, yes. I am a rather good boy, aren't I? No. You call me a good dog? Daisy good dog? Daisy tail wags excitedly before she regains her composure. Ahem. Sorry. I just love to hear it. Okay, you're all wonderful. You are angry, though, Chihuahua. Mr. Mayor, you should listen to Daisy and Scraps on this one. There won't be anarchy in the streets to worry about if every animal in town is taken by ditchlings. The mayor's right? No. There must be some way everyone here can work together. Panic in the street would be bad for everyone, but we can't just not do anything about the ditchlings. I don't think it's my place to weigh in on politics. I'll be going now. Leave you all to it. I'll leave you all to it. I feel like I just stumbled into something that wasn't meant for human eyes. Quietly back away. No. No. Jimmy's definitely wrong here. They should help each other. Although, hold on. You're not going to go out and try to fight these things, are you? I don't want you guys to go out and fight these things because that's crazy. But I do think you should be warning each other at least. Okay, I'm going to say this one and hope it doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. Your opinion is noted, but I've been mayor for over 14 years. I know what I'm doing. That's 14 dog years. Jimmy, if you're not going to help, the least you can do is not sniff the speaker's ass. I suppose you were right, Daisy. This was just a waste of time. But I needed to hear it with my own ears before I could really believe it. I'll save the I told you so for later. Let's go rally the others. This town won't save itself. You and the dogs exit the mayor's office and close the door behind you. They quickly turn a corner and vanish from your line of sight. No one's going to question all the dogs walking around together. Find Kanika and Avery waiting for you in the lobby. Took a peek in there. You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It is so weird when you do that. Weird or cool? I wish I could hear the other side of the conversation. Seems like there's a whole dog culture in this town I've been missing out on. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying a full conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. Just have to hire Quantic as a translator. You'd be the best vet in the country with someone like that on your staff. True. I guess Oscar must be in the back. I know that's where I'd be if I finally managed to unhaunt my house. I've always been surprised at how unsupervised this place is. Sometimes it feels like anyone could just walk in and do whatever they wanted. Like what? Steal books? I mean, they could, right? I'm not saying anyone would. I'm just saying that people in this town trust each other a lot. It's nice. Let's go find Oscar. You make your way back towards the annex. Feels strange to be back here in the light of day, as if the events of the previous evening were all just a terrible dream. Hallway really takes me back. Feels like it was only yesterday that we were last here, blissfully unaware that our entire lives were about to change forever. It was only yesterday. I know. Nika knocks on the door. Oh, good morning. So good to see all of you. Please, come on in. You have no idea how good it felt to sleep in our town last night. Though I suppose I didn't do too much sleeping. My own house. How did I get town out of that? I mostly sat and stared at the hatch all night. Nothing happened, but the idea that something could happen was more than enough to keep me wide awake. How's Tabitha this morning? Thank you for asking about Tabitha. I tell you, but that woman is like a cage of suppressed emotions. Who even cares how Tabitha's doing? That's so mean. I am worried about Tabitha. Do you think she'd enjoy a fruit basket or something of the like? I feel terrible letting this good deed go unpaid, even if I know whatever I'm able to offer her is nowhere near what she's owed. Very nice of you, Oscar. I'll donate some stuff from the general store. I think I know what she likes. We could put a little basket together that she might not hate. It's also very nice of you, Kanika. Thank you. I could throw in some freebies from Winnie, too. I've never seen her in the diner, but that doesn't mean a free breakfast would be unwelcome, right? We'll probably wind up throwing it all away anyway, but at least it might make me personally feel less weird and conflicted about her saving everyone last night. Okay, you're losing me again, Kanika. You're kind of being selfish. So, what brings you here? Stella's been missing since last night, and we're trying to figure out if anyone's seen her. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? Starting to freak out a little. I really care about her, and she's just gone. Guessing I said no. Nope, we have no clue where she's gone. We asked him if she had. Yeah, I mean, Stella seems like a nice person. I do have to be honest and say I'm suspicious about her, mostly because of Sybil. But it is very concerning that she left in the middle of the night and we don't know where she is. So I am starting to freak out a little. It's okay, Quantic. We're going to find her. That's not good. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. God, I feel like this is all my fault. I should have done a better job warning her. Stella was practically banging down your door trying to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There's no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. I don't even think she knew how she'd react. Besides, you didn't know how bad it was going to get. Can't blame yourself for everything, man. I agree. I know you probably feel like it's your responsibility to make sure everyone around you is okay, but sometimes that's just not going to be possible. You're only one guy. Now I'm really starting to worry. Sounds like no one in town has seen her. Doesn't mean something bad happened. It doesn't exactly sound like it's all sunshine and roses for her either. Sorry that I can't be more helpful, especially after everything y'all have done for us. I know time is of the essence right now, but while you're here, I wanted to let you know that I'm determined to do whatever I can to help investigate what's happening to our town. Thanks, Oscar. I was hoping we could compare notes. It might help me narrow down where I should start my research. As far as I'm aware, there was nothing paranormal at Scarlet Hollow before very recently. Now here we are, suddenly surrounded by weird little goblin creatures in the woods and plagued by angry ghosts. You think there's an inciting event, right? I do. That's my thought, too. It was never like this in the holler before. Something must have happened that kicked off all this magic stuff. I think it was your mom, dude. Avery stares at you. It wasn't me. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started happening once Quantic got here. He shoots Avery a glare. No, we are not throwing Quantic under the bus. What? There's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst. Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. People get the wrong idea. We're only a couple steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw him. Nobody's going to drag Quantic into a witch hunt on my watch. Thank you. I like to think we've outgrown the days of running people out of town on rails. I'd rather play it safe. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to run around telling everyone that Quantic magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. This is not on me. I swear it's on Kanika's mom. But if there's a catalyst for all this, why wouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally coming home to Scarlet Hollow? If I may, Quantic getting into town isn't the only major event that's happened lately. Pearl-Ann died over a week ago when those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time he arrived. Yup. Not to mention, I started seeing things in our house before Pearl-Ann passed, I think. I never thought to make a note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. If there's a root cause for all this, hopefully there's a way to put the genie back in its bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have ever been any similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. We'll fill you in on what little we know, so you at least have some place to start. Let's see. I mean, absolutely Pixel should stay inside. That's very important. I love Pixel. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces. Yeah, the Anguished Doughboys. I kind of like them. It's like a hidden object game out there today with all the weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Like them? Are we talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in the local wildlife? I don't want to get friendly with them or anything. I just think they're kind of interesting. Each their own. Will do. Can't imagine how devastated Rosalina would be if something were to happen to him, especially after everything she's been through. Okay. There's definitely something in the clinic. I do wonder if it's the work of some cult, mainly run by your freaking mom. Okay. Been finding weird sewn seals. There was one in the mines and another one in your basement. There might be more. Those are the carvings you mentioned last night, right? Think there was something like that under my house all this time. Think that someone must have put it there. But who? Your mom? This gives me quite a few threads to follow. Thank you, Quantic. Quantic, didn't you say you felt something similar to the mine seal outside the clinic yesterday? Yes. I hope that doesn't mean something weird is about to happen there, too. Uh-oh. Losing the only doctor's office in town seems like it would be bad. Here's hoping we sort things out before that becomes an issue. You know, I was thinking about filling that basement with cement and pretending it was never a part of this house. But if we're all here, maybe we should go down and Oscar size. Take a closer look at that carving, seal, whatever it is. Oh, heck yeah. It'll be like checking out the behind the scenes of a haunted house the morning after. I mean, I know you're joking, but that's literally what we'd be doing, right? Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess that wasn't the best analogy. It's been bad enough going into haunted houses and abandoned coal mines at night, but there's something that feels so much worse about going down there in the middle of the day. I disagree. I can't say I'm thrilled at the thought of it either, but we need to do whatever we can to start getting ahead of things. I really don't think this is a good idea. I don't see why not. I've already seen the vision that it was trying to tell me, and we got rid of the ghost. Going down there is worth the risk. We've been seeing ditchlings in broad daylight. I don't think we have the luxury of turning down clues. 100-year-old corpse. Reared by my Meemaw. Never open that hatch again. I mean, we should find Stella for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have the luxury of turning down clues. It is getting pretty bad out there. I couldn't agree more. After everything you've done to keep my family safe the past 2 days, I'm not going to risk losing our home because I was too scared of an old stone carving. Oscar, I feel like this is a bad idea. What, you don't want to put yourselves in another potentially life-threatening situation? Not if I can help it. I'm not really a hands-on kind of investigator. That's Stella's thing. You don't have to go down there with us. You could wait upstairs. Oscar leads you back down the familiar hallway to Rosalina's room. Oh, hey, Dad. What are you all doing in here? I'm going back into the basement, Rosa. I'm afraid there's something down there that might help us figure out what's going on in town. Probably best you go to the library while we... No way. If you're going down there, I'm going too. Remember what you said last night? No more secrets. We're in this together. You're right, Rosa. You can come with us. No more secrets. I don't know that I agree with that, man. Maybe you just tell her what happens afterwards and not potentially traumatize her for life more than she already has been. Am I the only person in this town who doesn't have a death wish? Sybil said the ghost is gone. I really don't think there's anything to be afraid of down there anymore. Just give me a moment to move all this out of the way. Oscar gets to work moving the furniture from the trap door, broad shoulders making quick work of it. Before you and your companions know it, you find yourselves transfixed to the trap door. I don't want to go back down there. It's okay, Alexis. You don't have to come with us. We can stay up here together while everyone else goes down there. Oscar opens the hatch with a menacing creak. Everybody's heart skips a beat, though Avery's might have skipped a beat out of excitement rather than fear. But none of you are swept into a ghost nightmare puppet show. The sun continues to shine, the birds continue to sing outside Rosalina's window. See? Nothing to be worried about. A slight tremor in his voice tells you he's mostly saying that to himself. Shall we? You're sure you want to do this? I won't stop you, but I do not like the vibes I'm getting from that pit. Descend. You descend the basement stairs and you find yourself in the same cold, unfinished place you were in last night. You can't shake an oppressive feeling, but whether that feeling is driven more by the trauma of the past night or something more tangible, you're unsure. Well, I guess whatever we're looking for is in that pit. Guess we should take a look. Yeah, I probably should have told Oscar that there was a corpse in there and that maybe Rosalina shouldn't see a corpse. Oscar walks up to the burial site, eyes widening as he peers inside. Stare into the pit. Eternally screaming remains of Charles Shaw Jr. are exactly where you left them last night. staring back up at you from the empty sockets. Carving lies beneath him, the heavy cold stone acting as his coffin. Style is more than just similar to the carving in the mines. Both stones were carved by the same artist. Charlie.
Whoa, cool.
Dang, Charlie. Quantic Grandma really did a number on you. Oh, Avery. Nobody touch it. I'll have to call Dr. Kelly about this. We should put his body to rest, right? That's how these things usually go. At least in the movies. And hey, we disturbed his body and he hasn't come back for a sequel. Confirmation that he's gone for good, right? Yep. I think so. That's going to make it a lot easier to sleep tonight.
Does that mean you'll let me sleep in my actual bed?
Whoa, whoa. Let's give it one more night. I still don't know how I feel about you sleeping on top of that rock. We should destroy this thing. I've seen enough time to go. You look at the carving on your own later. I'm done with this place. No, what do we think? Wolves encircling the goat. It's a start. What was on that carving in the mines? Circle of arms bound up in chains. Interesting. I'm sure that description will be more than enough to get started.
Can Alexis and I help? I want to know why someone put this creepy stuff under my room.
Sure, you could help. I think it's a bad idea to try to destroy it without knowing what it is. I don't want to say I'm done with this place. Maybe if we just remain silent, they'll say something else. I guess we shouldn't keep those two waiting up there, right? If I were them, I'd definitely get nervous if we took too long down here. Rip. You and the others make your way back up to Rosalina's room. As soon as you're all in place, Oscar closes the trapdoor and moves a pile of furniture back in place. So, did you all get possessed or cursed or anything? No, but we did see a dead body. Close enough. Glad I stayed put.
Alexis, you want to see a picture of it?
Yeah, okay. I'm not sure that's appropriate. Alexis's parents might not approve of you showing their daughter pictures of dead people.
They let her watch all kinds of scary movies, Dad. It's fine. Maybe she can help with the investigation, too.
Yeah, it's totally okay, Mr. Gutierrez. I don't want to see it in person, but I do want to see it.
Look at her face. Before Oscar has a chance to get another word, Rosalina's already pulled up the picture on her phone.
Wow, can't believe you're going to sleep in here. You're so brave.
Oscar sighs. I'll be back to check in on you two in a minute. I've just got a couple of things to finish up with these folks. You, Kanika, and Avery follow Oscar back to the living room. So, I have more than enough to get started on my research now, but is there anything else I should know about? There's something in the clinic, for sure. There was this door yesterday, and I could feel something pulled me towards it. Right, I'd almost forgotten about everything after everything that happened yesterday. You said there was something there that reminded you of mines, right? I see. I'll dig up what I can on the clinic. There's a lot of history in there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something haunting that place as well. You have a friend that lives there, right? Should we tell him that something bad might happen in his house? You might want to stay someplace else for now. The last few nights are any indication. Yeah, I can shoot Reese a text or warning text, but I don't know if his mom will let him leave. Got an iron grip on the poor dude. She's probably even more of a skeptic than I am, or was. Yeah, I mean, the movie night does seem like the perfect cover for an investigation. Who knows if that would fly with Dr. Kelly, though. After last night, I'm pretty sure she's not going to let us anywhere near her house. She's the only doctor in town. She can't just ban people from the clinic, right? I don't think so, but hopefully nobody gets sick or hurt enough to justify a visit over the next couple of days. We're going to investigate the clinic. I think we're going to have to break in. Whoa, that is unexpected coming from you. What Stella would do, and she's been there for three... Oh, she's been 3 for 3 this week when it comes to finding spooky stuff. She's also been 3 for 3 when it comes to finding her way into mortal peril. This is why we have to find her as soon as possible. Shouldn't fall on me to suggest we do something dangerous. I'm terrible at selling it. It's not that I don't think we should figure out what's going on in there. We just need to be cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it is to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? I'm going to ask about a cult. You mentioned something like this at the library the other day. There was a cult in Scarlet Hollow. I feel like you'd know about it. Dude, your mom is the cult leader, and I don't think you know shit. No, it has nothing to do with the church. I do think the cops are in on it, though. As someone who spends a lot of quality time with Scarlet Hollow's finest, those fellows couldn't keep a secret to save their lives. You wouldn't believe some of the things I've overheard while pouring coffee. Never any mention of some secret society or weird religious cult, unless bowling counts. Bowling could be a cover for something, but they just seem so... What's the word I'm looking for? Incompetent? Ineffectual? Ineffectual? Exactly. Even if they are part of a cult, I doubt we really have to worry about them. The ghost is definitely gone. We need to find Stella. Yeah, no, we need to find Stella. I agree. We need her brazen energy if we're going to do any serious sleuthing. See you around, Oscar. Let us know what you find. I will. Thank you, Oscar. So that's Oscar. Any other ideas? Absolutely, we're not going to the cops. I don't know, man. I don't think either of these are super helpful, right? I don't want... I do not want to deal with your weird-ass mom. I guess let's check out the diner. Good idea. Folks tend to congregate there. Maybe we'll run into someone who's seen Stella. Here's hoping Winnie doesn't try to rope me into clocking in early. I hadn't considered that. That's a good point. Diner's busier than you've ever seen it. Small booths packed with miners. So I guess this is where the miners are setting up shop. When you asked for the morning off, I didn't think you'd be showing up with friends. Oh, sorry.
When you asked for the morning off, I didn't think you'd be showing up with friends.
Sorry, Aunt Winnie. Stella's gone missing, and I've been helping these two track her down. You haven't seen her, have you?
Don't you apologize, and I can't say I have. I've been a little preoccupied. This is great for business. These fellas can have as much free coffee as they can drink if they keep piling in like this.
You need any help?
Oh, no. Sal and I can handle this. One of your friends going missing is more important than a busy shift.
That's very nice of you, Winnie. Miners didn't even notice you enter, and instead of speaking in hushed voices, argue with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear.
I guess...
Wait, who's saying this? Harrison? I don't know who you are.
I guess the shift schedules are pretty brutal. And I'd like more vacation days. I'd love to be able to see my family around the holidays, and better health benefits would be amazing. But what if she decides to fire all of us?
Hey, careful, folks. Smith just let me know that the boss's cousin over there was snooping around the mine. Let's put this discussion on ice until we know we won't be overheard. Conversation cuts out, an uncomfortable silence falling over the diner as the miners watch you with suspicion. Dude, I'm on your side. I'm going to weigh in on Harrison's situation. What do you want to do, Harrison? Join the strike, Harrison? Unite with your fellow workers? I mean... I'm so sorry, Tabitha. It's the correct thing to do, though. Well, I mean, I agree it's the correct thing to do, but we shouldn't be pressuring anyone. Let's ask Harrison.
I don't know.
It ain't your business, and those sort of questions are exactly what someone trying to break a strike would be asking. Come on now, I don't think Quantic was trying to break your strike.
And how would you know that? This person's a stranger and a Scarlet. Hold your horses there, Zax. I don't care if y'all stand for a good cause. I don't care how much bacon and eggs you bought. You start a fight in my establishment, you're out. Let's handle this like civil adults.
You heard the lady. Don't get involved or we'll all have to take this outside. All right, fellas, we won't bother you. We'll make yourself scarce. Okay, I'm going to keep asking about the strike, though.
Really think we're going to talk to you, kid, after what you just tried to pull with Harrison?
What? I'm on your side.
We're not fools, and we're not about to talk shop with a strikebreaker.
If the mine fails, you know you're going to have jobs at the strike left to strike over. Support you guys, but maybe you could save this until next week. Tap's mom just died. This whole strike thing is hardly fair. I mean, not fair to do I mean, you don't... You do support the strike. Talked to Tabitha earlier today. I think I convinced her to back down. That's true.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Let's just back off. We're here to find Stella, not hassle Tabitha's overworked employees. Any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The YouTuber?
No, we ain't seen her. As you can see, we've got a lot going on today. We appreciate you didn't butt in.
Listen, Zax, you little asshole. I'm tired of your shit. Harrison's voice drops to barely an audible mumble. I hope she's okay. Okay, guess we should get going. Well, that was a waste of time. Turn and leave the diner. Avery and Kanika trailing close behind you. Still no sign of Stella. Fine, let's go to the incompetent police. Are you sure? Nothing against the officers of Scarlet Hollow, but you've met them, right? You think it's worth the trouble? Not really. As unhelpful as they are, we are dealing with a missing person. That's cop stuff. It's probably going to be more of a formality than anything, but there's no point in not covering all our bases. Cops won't do anything about missing people until, like, what, 48 hours later, right? Pretty sure. Police station is exactly what you would expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee and faintly of aged furniture and paper. The general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much anything done. Yep. But you're also not alone here. You enter to find a worried Bo standing between you and the officer behind the desk. Yeah, I mean, they just flat out refuse to go find his dad's corpse.
Big Betty wasn't just a pumpkin, Deputy Franklin, sir. She was going to be a prize winner. Raising her was the last thing me and my daddy did together. She's important to our family. Scarlet Hollow police are spread pretty thin at the moment, young man. Any property disputes will have to wait, if indeed there is a dispute to be had. Are you sure it wasn't some animal that took your vegetable? Sir, you know Mr. Tremaine thinks that land belongs to him. He probably thought Big Betty was his to take. He ain't coming to his door, so for all I know, he might be all the way to the state fair by now with our pumpkin. Ain't there something you could do about it?
All right, listen, first of all, your pumpkin was taken by something supernatural, and second of all, that guy you're talking about is dead. Remember you from yesterday, the mayor's security guy? Stella ran off last night. And still missing. Talking about Big Betty. What's all this about a pumpkin? Weird question, but you are really cool. Let's ask about Bo's dad. Bo's stoic expression breaks, and for a moment you can almost see tears form in his eyes, but he blinks them away.
Yeah, I found him. I gathered what was there to gather, giving him a proper burial in the family plot. Been tough going, trying to dig the hole while the farm is crawling with those hairless things, but it needs to get done. You think they'll go back where they came from soon? Mama and me have tried to fight them back as best we can. It seems like there's more every minute.
I'm personally doing everything I can to send them packing. Leave once the disaster is finally struck. Know about as much as you. I'm sure they'll leave soon, buddy. Sybil says they don't hurt people. I don't care what they say. Kind of like them. Halloween's just a few days. It really helps set the mood. I mean, I'm trying to send them packing, Bo.
I'll do my part to help. I'll kick in as many of those nasty little faces as I can. But I don't know how many I can send scampering off. Seems like there's no end to these critters.
Talking about Big Betty?
You sure are. Julius Tremaine stole her, and I'm trying to get the police to talk to him. Now, I've been telling Mr. Calloway that there's no way to prove who the vegetable in question belonged to. There's no documentation. It's your word against his, and I'm a fucking pig, and I do nothing.
Calloways and the Tremaines have been at this a long time. Some feud from over a century ago split the families, and they've been at it ever since. What makes you think Julius stole it?
He's been claiming Big Betty was his since day one, on account of he thinks it was planted on his side of the property. He's never been good about the property line, same as every Tremaine that came before him. We got our fair share of calls from Mr. Tremaine as well. Not that I'm at liberty to discuss confidential police information. I was hoping we'd get a reprieve from his nonsense after what happened to Daddy, but it don't look like he's willing to give us any time to grieve.
You know, Julius is a friend of mine. He's a lot of things, and he's definitely a bit of a curmudgeon, but I've never pegged him as a thief.
I didn't know Julius ever talked to anybody.
Talk is a strong word, but I like to think we have some kind of understanding. This is a classic Southern family dispute. Just how valuable is Big Betty?
He was going to get us a blue ribbon. Daddy said she was near 2,000 pounds. We were supposed to be at State Fair by now, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen this year. Mr. Tremaine ain't even come to his door to answer for what he done. He's told up like the coward he is. At the very least, he could give me back some seeds from what's left of her so I could try again next year. He was an important pumpkin to our family.
No, I haven't seen him since Tuesday. Usually in the diner every day. Not necessarily a big deal for a lot of people, but he never misses his morning Joe. Maybe he isn't a thief. Could be something happened to him. That's what I'm thinking, Avery. If he ain't the thief,
if he ain't the thief, then who stole our pumpkin?
Beats me. I just don't think folks should be so quick to jump to conclusions. Yeah, how do you even move a 2,000-pound pumpkin? Maybe the pumpkin came to life, dude.
I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Could have easily been a bear or a mountain lion, any large animal. Weren't no bear. We're hunting folk. We know the signs. This was a man's work, and that means it was Mr. Tremaine. He knew just what to do to hurt our family.
Yeah, I mean, do your job.
Quantic is right. I ain't asking for much.
You know, Mike, it sounds like Bo has a real case here. Not just two neighbors getting angry at each other. Property's been stolen. Couldn't you get involved on his behalf just this once, after everything he's been through?
This isn't the first time there's been a theft between Callaways and Tremaines. We've heard it all. We know exactly how to play out. Trust the police to do policing, ma'am.
Yeah, trust you to sit on your ass and do nothing, dude. Really cool. First you leave Duke's body in the woods, and now you won't even help Bo with this pumpkin. Your ice cold surprise pumpkin we're talking about, help the guy out. What would it take for it to get the cops involved? Like I expected anything different from Scarlet Hollow's finest. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Seem to really have it out for this family.
It's our job as police to remain partial when it comes to the citizens of the towns we protect. None of us have it out for Mr. Calloway or Mr. Tremaine. We're just doing what we can to uphold the safety and security of all residents of Scarlet Hollow by doing nothing.
And you're doing a great job. You know, even if Julius didn't take Big Betty, it might be worth doing a welfare check. Yeah, exactly.
Look, kid, I'd love to help, but the sheriffs have a standing order to not step foot on Tremaine Homestead. Man loves his booby traps.
Never stopped me.
I didn't make the rules. You'll have to take it up with Sheriff Hugby.
If I may, sir, ain't that a mite bit cowardly of you? I thought police officers was supposed to be brave. Yeah, no.
This isn't about courage, Mr. Calloway. This is about public safety. It's about the sheriff's judgment and authority outweighing my own.
Look, I've been to Julius's 100 times. I can tag along and make sure nobody gets hurt.
Look, I'll pass it along when he gets back, but he has his hands full right now. I can't make any promises.
I mean, we should probably ask about Stella finally. Although I am curious why he has a second job.
We also met on Monday. I'm a man of many hats, and all of them gave me authority over you, so you best watch yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Stella's missing? You know what? No, you've just threatened me. So I'm going to ask if you're a part of a cult, dummy.
Cult? Like devil worshippers or hippies or some such made-up nonsense? There's no such thing, son.
Are you an idiot? There's no such thing as cults? What are you talking about? Franklin lowers his sunglasses once again. His judgmental gaze tells you he's considering whether you're fully sane.
You know, we only started getting weird calls when you rolled into town. Maybe you're projecting. Maybe it's you who brought a cult onto our peaceful little town.
Yeah, sure, dude. Killer ran off last night. She's still missing.
A missing person? Apologies, Mr. Calloway. I'm gonna have to handle this first.
Oh, wow. You're actually going to do your job? Cool. Deputy Franklin pulls out a few forms from the front desk and holds them out.
One of you could fill these out, please.
I can take care of that. Thank you so much for taking this seriously, Mike. I know Stella has a tendency to go on hiking trips, but this feels different.
Can't be in her right mind going back out into them woods after what happened to my daddy.
Sure you can't start looking right now? She shouldn't be off on her own when there's so many ditchings around. Thanks for taking this seriously. Gotta be more than you can do than just give us paperwork. Why did we even come here? This is pointless. Yeah, why don't you do your fucking job, guy?
Bitchlings. Quantic taught me about them yesterday. Them things that got my daddy. I called about them last night, too, since they've been coming up out of the woods onto the farm. I even saw some on my way here, plain as day. I remember the call in question. We may have gotten a few calls from other folks as well. But Hugby and Derrickson don't seem to be too concerned. I trust the sheriff on this one.
Have Hugby and Derrickson seen them? Have you? Those things are everywhere right now. They're the most concerning thing I've seen in town since I first moved here.
Look, we're stretched thin enough as is. The town should have a dedicated animal control department. You're welcome to take it up with the mayor.
Your dog?
Take it up with your friend's cousin. And to answer your question, my orders are to man the station, but I'll be sure to start an investigation as soon as I'm relieved.
Yeah, I'm sure. Looks like you're busy. We'll be on our way. I'm saying this sarcastically. I want to make that very clear. Nika hands the completed report back to Deputy Franklin.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll get this filed right away. Good luck out there.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate you. Doing nothing. I hope Ms. Richmond is all right. Y'all find her soon. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk out. Well, I don't want to be rude to Bo, though. We'll be on our way.
Best keep your noses clean out there, Quantic. Try to stay out of trouble.
I'm gonna flip him the double bird as I walk out. Do you really think Franklin could be part of some cult that secretly runs Scarlet Hollow? That'd be wild. He takes himself way too seriously to do that sort of thing. Someone who's lived in this town my entire life, there's no way. For one thing, cult activity like what you're describing just doesn't happen. I've done my fair share of reading on satanic panics and so-called occult groups, and it's almost always totally made up. People constantly freak out about Satanists without realizing they're just a bunch of debate club or nerds who listen to heavy metal. We're not talking about Satanists, dude. We're talking about your freaking mom. So instead of not being able to rely on the cops because they're part of a cult that secretly runs a town, we can't rely on them because they're just not that good at what they do. I mean, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. They're just not effective. It's so much less exciting. But either way, I guess it's up to us to solve the mysteries of Scarlet Hollow. We'll do a much better job anyway. No kidding. Where to next? Consider your next steps. You remember your appointment with Sybil. Seemed to be confident last night. Stella would be okay. Maybe she'll be able to help you find her. Maybe she kidnapped her. Nobody ever seems to say anything to undermine her except for her daughter. Daughters always clash with their mothers. This town trusts her, and they shouldn't. And she'd never disparage your gift. Perhaps she's one of the few people in town who could truly understand you. Does she know I could talk to animals? I don't remember doing it in front of her. We should talk to your mom. I'm supposed to have tea with her today. Well, I gotta be honest. I think that's where we have to end the episode since it's been an hour. These do seem to be getting longer. The game episodes, that is, not the parts that I'm making, but like the episodes of the game themselves. But yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff going on. It feels like I could have skipped everything I just did, but it also feels like we're setting up for a lot more things happening in town. Like each and every spot had something going on, and it really feels like there's going to be a lot more in the next episode based on what we've chosen to do. So like, for example, we could have ignored Oscar, but Oscar's obviously going to find things and tell us about them, which he probably wouldn't have done if we didn't give him the information we had. We found out about weird rat creatures that are talking to Tulip, the pastor's daughter. We could have skipped that entirely. I think the cops are useless, but we found out about Tremaine, who's probably dead. It's probably something we should look into. We can probably break into the clinic. Like, there's so many things going on. There's so many loose ends that I would love to try and address, but yeah, I don't know how we could possibly get to them all. I'm trying. I'm doing my best, but man, we didn't find Stella. I tried. I went everywhere. The only place I didn't go is to talk to the creepy mom that's probably responsible for all the weird stuff going on. But man, what an interesting game. I wish we had gotten more answers this episode. I'm sorry if it was a slow one, but we got a bunch of questions, that's for sure. I hope you'll join me for the next episode. It should be coming out tomorrow. But thank you for watching. I truly appreciate it. I encourage you to check out the game yourself because, man, oh man, it seems like you could be doing so many things differently. Like, even just with different traits. We just spent a while talking to dogs in the mayor's office. That wouldn't happen if we couldn't talk to animals. Pastor wouldn't have opened up to us if we couldn't talk to animals. So, like, it makes me wonder what other traits would be doing for you. So, like, the mysticism one probably would have done something during the haunting, right? I imagine. Man. And I think there's like 8 of them. You could have 2 per run. Very interesting stuff. But yeah, check out the game yourself. There's 4 episodes of the game out right now. 7 planned. And I'm not sure when episode 5 comes out, but we will at least be finishing episode 4. So thank you for your time. Appreciate you watching. My name is Quantic Flux. If you want to see more from me, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Any likes or comments would be very much appreciated. They help drive engagement to the channel, and it's very helpful for a small content creator such as myself. But thank you again for your time. I truly do appreciate it, and I hope you join me for the next episode of Scarlet Hollow. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.